Okay, hey, what's going on? It's the Dead End Road show live. This is the third time we've done one of these, which is it's sort of a weird marker of time because we do one once a month. So it's like what?
Actually, thought this was number 2.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, it's the third one. So it's been like quarter of a year we've been doing live versions. That's
Well, really, it's only 2 months, right? Because like we started at the end of July. Now it's
yeah.
the end of September.
Well, we did one at the end of August, and then
Yeah.
this
You see what I'm saying, though, right? Like July 30th or whatever to September 30th. I know it's the 23rd, but
I guess. Well, anyway, my intro's all.
there's really no reason for me to like try.
We got a lot of fun things in store. I've kept some secrets. We have a special guest, a very high profile special guest. And it's actually kind of mind-boggling that we were able to get this guest spot. So I'm gonna bring them into the call in a second here. This is probably gonna be a little mind-boggling for you because I know you're a big fan. But
It's not Taylor Swift, is it?
it's not. No, I couldn't get Taylor. I tried. I was
Busy making those Super Bowl halftime preparations.
I was put in contact with some anonymous sources, but I guess I didn't get the right ones. So yeah, that didn't work out. But yeah, please welcome Drake.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's very nice to have you here, Mr. Drake. First of all, how's it going? Hold on. Drake might be muted. Hold on.
How can you mute Drake? So disrespectful.
You know, I didn't. He might have been too excited to be on the show. So yeah, Drake, hello. Can you hear us? Is everything good?
Hey, what's up? It's the DeadEndRoad show.
Yeah, it is. You're here. That's fantastic. Yeah, you sounded so excited to be here. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's very cool. I'm kind of starstruck.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, this is amazing.
I didn't know that you knew Drake, and you're not even on first name basis with Drake, but you call him Drizzy.
I did. I heard that was what some people call him. I thought it was. We just kind of. I got the Discord handle. Yeah, Drake. What have you been up to lately? I guess we'll start there.
I was under Gracie.
Yeah, you were. I think a lot of people do know that.
Not exactly lately, but
yeah, that was a while ago. That's cool. I think a lot of people remember. That's how you got your start. Yeah, that's sweet. Anything more recent you've been working on?
I produce Euphoria.
Yeah. I think people know.
Oh wait, no, I think that was cutting out there. We didn't hear.
Oh really?
I produce Euphoria. I was under Gracie.
No, we heard that. Yeah, no, that came through.
We heard that part.
That came through.
Thanks for repeating it, though.
Yeah.
I produce Euphoria.
Yeah. Okay. So, you produce Euphoria. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I guess we don't really need to go through your whole resume here. You're a mega star. But yeah, it's very very exciting that you're here. So are you just gonna be hanging out for the show, or you just want to, just stop by for this, or like, what's going on? Oh, did we lose him? Oh, hold on, Mentalist Drake.
It's a bad connection over in Canada,
Yeah. They did have that issue with the the whole
Rogers Center, yeah, which is where he has his residency currently. So
yeah.
You girls like Stranger Things?
What?
You girls like Stranger Things?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. I gotta be honest, I'm not the biggest fan.
I've seen a
Um,
few seasons. It's pretty good.
yeah, it's people seem to like it. You know.
Kate Bush. Kate Bush is awesome.
Yeah, that was a big deal. That's yeah. I guess you're a big fan.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Cool,
it's
cool.
cool. It's cool. Yeah. So yeah, so you're just gonna be hanging out, or what's going on?
It's cool. I just been hanging out. I want to watch some TikToks.
You're kind of slurring your words. Are you all right? Are you all right, Drake? Are you?
Maybe, yeah.
Whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
it could just be the connection still,
It might
you
just be the
know.
connection. It might just be the connection.
I hope.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, is everything's cool? You're good? Maybe you need to get that new iPhone 14 if you haven't got the pre-order in already.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah. So I think so you want to watch some TikToks? Is that we'll get to that a little later, but for now, I guess yeah, you'll just be here for the show, and yeah, that's pretty cool. So we'll have Drake here as we go through.
Man, that's a lot of pressure on us to on a good
We
show.
really got to bring it. So yeah.
Thanks for having me. This is my favorite show on the internet. Man, I am not being hosted. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
Wow.
I think that kind of casts some doubt onto the whole enterprise we got going on here. I don't know how the audience is gonna take that. I guess you were joking, but now people might think that I kidnapped Drake.
Can't kidnap Drake.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how I'd be able to. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, Drake, for joining us. You know, you could just chime in whenever you feel like it. We're gonna pivot to a we got a dead wrong here because I got to correct some things from the last episode of the show. So yeah,
Yeah, I feel like that will not be the last we hear of Drake tonight. I just have a feeling.
yeah, probably not. So yeah, let's do a dead wrong here.
I love this part.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, you like
All
you like-
right.
oh, you like dead wrong? Okay, cool. So let's jump in.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's
Okay, great.
I saw a video of like some alt-right dude was using that same clip.
Well, I did it first, so
Okay.
that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, I guess it wasn't the last show, but a couple shows ago, we mentioned the Minecraft library during the it doesn't add up mini segment, and how there was a like I didn't quite understand how there could be a library of imported information on Minecraft and all that thing. Well, my brother very excitedly told me that it is in fact a real thing. And it's a server made by the organization Reporters Without Borders, which I do have to say, I know there's Doctors Without Borders, but whenever you do a thing where like it rhymes, it kind of gives it less credibility to me. Because it just kind of makes it seem silly. But anyway, they do a lot of like they use it to try to get access through like the Chinese firewall and things like that. So it is a real thing, but it apparently still is like utilizing the regular Minecraft book interface. Like it's not modded enough to actually like have regular text files.
Which I feel like that just adds to the charm.
I guess, but I don't know how useful that actually ends up
Oh,
being.
that's true. Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know how Minecraft works.
So that's the dead wrong. It's just that it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
I never questioned whether it was a real thing.
Well, you know.
You were the one that was coming in all skeptical.
Okay, fine. Well, I gotta go into the conspiracy subreddit with a little skepticism, don't you think?
It's fair. Yeah.
And the other one that I know everybody cares about, and I just wanted to put it in here just because I wanted to say did it wrong for the Moogle.
You really didn't have to, but okay.
Just enjoy that. I enjoy that. So I mentioned how in Final Fantasy XIV there were some boss nerfs in order to compensate for a lack of job balance. And I could actually bring this up on the screen here. Boop, look at that. We don't need to go through this because they really go into some detail, as you could see as I scroll through this whole thing. And so I explained how they stated that the boss was they needed to nerf it by 1% because their raid testing team was so much better than the player base. They said that they just explained it poorly. And so this gigantic letter is basically them explaining their explanation. And they're saying that it was never intended to be a nerf, but a correction of values that were set improperly to begin with. This still does not address the gross imbalance of jobs, but they do say that they could not, in such a short span of time, rebalance so many jobs, which I do agree with, but it still does not correct the fundamental issues that the game has currently. So I'll still take this one. I'm not completely wrong. All right.
Glad you cleared that up. I was losing sleep over it.
I know you were. I almost texted you about it. Now we got to do a little pivot to video. Very cool.
A nice graphic.
Thank you. So you might have seen this. This probably made its way to TikTok, but that's not this part of the segment. So
that death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
As you can see,
I'll play it again because it's very quiet.
as you can see here in London, it is a lovely day, and as the hearse heads out into West London, Emily Morgan.
that death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
As you can see, as you can see.
So we're able to catch that?
So there was somebody talking quietly in the first couple seconds there. I didn't catch what he said though.
So it sounds like somebody has said, and also I appreciate that this Twitter account is called An Ancient Man.
Hell yeah.
Which is a throwback. And
still get videos on my For You page of people doing like lip syncing of that Ancient Man video. And I love every one of them.
And their bio also says Vaxxed and Waxed, which is fantastic. So it sounds as if somebody at the beginning is saying that death is irreversible and the fact that she's trapped. I'll play it again.
Okay.
that death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
As you can see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then he goes on to be like, it's a beautiful day.
Uh-huh.
Is that like a producer?
It might be a producer. So this might be like some weird radio interference going on. Because this is like a helicopter shot, obviously. And so they will be broadcasting the video feed back to the studio. So there might be some kind of like electronic interference going on. With maybe somebody that's in the helicopter or somebody else that's just like in the production booth. I'm not quite sure.
You just look at for a second at what she said there. So death is irreversible. I agree with that. What's the second half of the statement?
And the fact that she's trapped, and then it cuts off because the host, who is presumably in the studio, tries to begin his part.
that death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
As you can see.
Trapped. trapped in the coffin?
I don't know where
As
else
you
she
can
would
see
be
here in
trapped.
London, it is
Trapped in limbo? Trapped in hell for all of the atrocities that she has overlooked in her decades of
Right.
rule? I don't know.
And then somebody says, "Is it a producer?" Like, because the first part we don't hear like the beginning of the sentence. Like, remember to remind the viewers that death is irreversible. Why would that be a talking point? Why would that be a talking point for the news?
I don't know. You know, they're a little more melancholy across the sea.
Someone thinks
Maybe
it's
this is like a common occurrence on like evening news over in the UK.
trapped in that box. Somebody thinks.
That was my thought. Yeah, like she's trapped in because you're watching watching her coffin be transported.
Weirdos immediately think it's Diana. For
Oh
some
man.
reason. You know?
Hmm.
If you listen, she doesn't say death is irreversible. She says the death is irreversible. Let's give it another one.
That death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
as you can see.
I don't know. It could either be the death or that death.
Yeah, that's tough to. Definitely seems like there was a conversation happening and we caught like the middle or the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, like you were saying, like a cue to the host or something. Just without the context, it's very strange.
Yeah. So weird times in the UK. Yeah.
Later on, we'll get more of a ground level view of how people are seeing the Queen's death, but that's to come.
This is what's going on in the ether. You see, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this segment really has no rhyme or reason. This is just videos I wanted to share. And I think that you know, the NFL, it's kind of busted. There's a lot of scandals going on. You know, there's Brett Favre. There's the Browns. I was gonna say NBC, but it was Amazon. Referred to it as the Browns quarterback situation, which is really just cleaning it up, huh?
Thanks.
I really just think that they should just burn the whole enterprise down and replace
Browns
it
or the NFL?
The NFL.
Okay, fair.
And replace it with this. Oh shit! Hold on.
I'm not hearing any audio. It's not necessarily needed for this. I'm enjoying the visuals. That was quite a stiff one. That's unnecessary. These are like all halftime games.
Yeah, I think so.
That have just. Oh no! He's already out of bounds. What's the avalanche? What is he doing?
That's good pursuit right there.
It really is. And that's just awesome. Just like half expecting him to just like shove the kid to the ground after that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I think it's much
That's
better.
definitely better than the game. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There
Now-
should be like a Madden mode with
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure there has been. Probably not as fun as you would think.
Probably not.
So, so with this, if you're say you're a mascot, like your main gig, right? You've got that down. You've got the dance moves, all that. What kind of instruction do you think they were given going into this halftime game? Because this is pretty rough stuff here.
I think it was just have a little fun out there.
Okay, it's like this is tackle football, and make it look like tackle football.
Yeah, they got pads.
Yeah, they have their equipment on. They've done this before.
Just don't poke any eyes. I think that was probably as far as guidelines go. Just don't poke any eyes.
When the kid has 2 feet on the white, he's clearly out of bounds. I think the play ends there. There's really no excuse for that.
I think the refs just letting him play,
Yeah. The refs are in the locker room.
Yeah, just let him play. Yeah. And that's it. That's all I got.
It's weird because I've been to quite a few NFL games over the years, and I don't think I've ever encountered that. I don't know if they do that at the Jets games.
Yeah, maybe it's more of a preseason thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are the videos I have. So I guess it's your turn to take the reins, right? Let me
we're okay.
Let me play a little video for you.
Look at that! Oh my goodness! It's going mad! What's the bad one? I can't understand. Bad watch! Bad watch! Bad watch! Oh, look! You think this team... Oh my goodness! There's only one way to stop a bad watch!
Fantastic.
So, wait. This is the segment that Drake shut up for, right?
Yeah. Drake, you still with us? Drake, buddy.
Yes.
Cool.
That audio delay.
Yeah.
Cross the border,
He might have fallen asleep. I don't know.
A concert later, you can't fall asleep.
Yeah, everything cool, Drake?
It's cool. I've just been hanging out. I want to watch some TikToks.
Okay, great. Yeah,
All right.
You're here for it. Yeah, that's great.
It makes one person that's excited, which I'll take it.
Yeah.
Whether it's artificial intelligence or not.
Sure, Drake, he's either a little buzzed, or he might be a sentient AI. Who's to say?
Well, it is a Friday night.
It is a Friday night. It's party time.
He's on that private jet out of its holding station.
Sure. He might be just doing laps in the jet. That's why the connection's a little iffy. So.
Okay, so yeah, we have some TikToks here, just some stuff I've seen as the week has gone on. No exact rhyme or reason for the order of these, except for this first one. Are you at all familiar with the Adam Levine situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a little bit.
All right, well, that's fine.
Just based on the memes.
Right. Any of those.
Yeah. Now, all right. So is this like, because I see,
honestly, with this one, I would just play it. Make sure it's unmuted though. Remember how TikTok likes to do that?
Yeah. Okay.
I was one of the girls that Adam Levine was messaging. It first started after, okay, now that I have your attention, the internet is going to be cut off in Iran. They've already lost access to Instagram. For those unaware, this woman was unalived due to the mandatory hijab laws in Iran. That event caused mass protests. Iran needs your help in sharing this message. There is a risk that the internet will be fully turned off, and that makes it our duty to share this story. And while the Adam Levine drama is very tasty and very fun, please take the time out of your day to also share this one. I was one of the girls.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw a lot of these on Wednesday, which was the day that this came out, and it's the day that a lot of the internet was starting to be cut. Have you been following this whole situation?
I knew that there were protests going on for
Yes.
the anti-hijab
Right.
movement.
This latest protest was sparked. So a week ago, last Friday, the woman that you saw in the photo of this TikTok, she was 22 years old, and she was, I believe, just like on the street, and she was taken into custody by the quote unquote morality police over in Iran. And she died. And the official government statement is that she died of a heart attack. But people witnessed her being beaten, and so there's a very high likelihood that she was killed in custody by the morality police.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was taken in because she was wearing her head covering incorrectly. That was the reason that the police took her in, and so she later died under their care, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So that sparked lots of protests. Like, there's video of women taking their head coverings and throwing them into the fire, and there have been a lot of people posting videos of cutting their hair in solidarity with the woman who was killed. So what turned here in the middle of the week while these protests are going on is there were reports that people were being killed on the street by the Iran government, sort of to counter the protests. And the cutting off of the internet is, of course, meant to hide the killings and, prevent them from being passed around and on the internet and actually like reaching people in the news and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So as of Wednesday, there were people saying that upwards of 10 civilians were killed in these protests. And I saw an AP news story that today had that number close to 30. Which is interesting because, like, I'm on TikTok, and obviously TikTok, the algorithm is very tuned into, like, everybody's going to see different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I was getting a lot of like protest videos and videos like this that were informational and just like very, firsthand accounts. So I saw these, and then I paired that with the news outlets that I go to, like the Atlantic, the New Yorker, LA Times, just like the major ones, right? And most of these sites had one fairly sparse article about the events here, and some of them had nothing. So just like a big void of news throughout the week. I think that's picked up as time has gone on and more information has come out. But yeah, like for me, TikTok was my main source of following this whole situation.
Mm-hmm. And I have two things. And I don't want to take away, obviously, from the situation that's going on. So I have two questions about the video in terms of TikTok as a platform.
Okay.
So it's got this label here. Participating in this activity could result in you or others getting hurt.
Yes. Should say that was not there on Wednesday, I don't believe.
Okay.
So I missed it. So that was put in sometime later.
Now,
TikTok.
what exactly is the action that they're supposedly warning about?
I don't know. My best guess would be there are quick, like a quick sequence of protests in this that she clips in here. Maybe that's what TikTok's referring to. Other than that, it's a woman sitting in her living room and giving information. Like, I don't know what there is to really warn about here.
The other thing is that she says unalive instead of dead or killed.
That's essentially become a necessity on TikTok whenever anyone discusses suicide. In order for their videos not to be like flagged or taken down, It's like the go-to. That's the go-to term.
That is dystopian as fuck.
It's it's really bleak. But that's just like I've seen it so many times that I don't even think about it anymore.
Which is
maybe that
itself.
Which maybe that speaks to what I'm watching on TikTok. But yeah, no, that's how people get around that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's also a thing where there's so many ways that people try, because like I've seen so many cases where somebody puts such a benign video out there and maybe it gets like reported for no reason or it gets flagged, and then all of a sudden somebody's like lost their account doing absolutely nothing wrong, and that just happens all the time.
Right.
So like there's like various like tags you can use to sort of like skate around things. There's just like a whole system that people have to work with when it comes to TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. As for this video, I just wanted to throw this at the top.
Sure.
I don't know what else to do with it, but I thought I would include it here. Yeah. I also had no clue how to transition from that.
Of course, we still have not figured that out.
Right, so I decided on the New Zealand's National Aquarium gave out their Penguin of the Year award.
I think Sidney Crosby's gotten enough trophies by
God damn it, you stole my joke. I was going for it a minute. I was going to say how you always talk about how he gets snubbed at the NHL awards. Okay. It happened again here.
Dora, guess what? You got Penguin
Penguin of the Year. There we
Penguin of
go.
the Year.
I should say Crosby finished third in the polls.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who like how do you
there was
nominate like a penguin?
I have no idea. There was a vote of some sort. The patrons of the New Zealand Aquarium here voted on one.
I see.
Could have just said it was anybody.
Sure. Yeah.
So when like the people are more excited than the animal, it's like, who are we actually doing this for? You know?
Obviously. It's a fucking bird.
Right.
Like, what do you get?
It's a little harsh, but okay.
Well, I mean, like, what do you get? Like, it lives in a bubble. Like, what are you gonna hang up the medal? Like, what? I don't know.
Looks excited because they're excited. It's probably just like feeding off of that energy, or maybe that's just like how they act when they're about to feed the penguin. So now the penguin is expecting food.
Yeah.
You know?
Just hanging out. You know.
Right.
I gotta tell you, I have my window open, and someone's either really smoking some dank shit, or there's a fucking skunk out there. So I'm thriving right now.
Yeah. The fall air, you know, it's the first day of fall. You gotta commemorate it.
It's brisk, I'll tell you.
Kind of disappointed. I said Crosby finished third in the votes, and you never asked me who finished second. But that's okay. We're gonna move on.
All right.
Another palate cleanser of sorts. There's a TikTok account called @Phoebe_belting. It has videos of Phoebe Bridgers just belting out songs, including this one, which is a cover of "Shallow."
Okay.
So, the most seamless. Yeah, it's great. I'm gonna assume that was playing on the stream because I couldn't hear, but it was cutting in and out.
Fuck. Well,
Just didn't want to interrupt in case it was.
You could hear part of it?
Parts of it, like it was cutting in and out.
Hmm.
Nothing for a while, and then towards the end I got pieces of it, but
Let me see if that does it. Okay. And then this. And that should be fine. Okay, I'll keep an eye on it.
right.
Yeah, there is a I wonder if I could actually like just scroll and see it right now. Oh, that's kind of enormous. Like if I go to trending for me and just kind of scroll for a bit, it'll just be like, you want to see some Phoebe Bridgers? And it's like, yep, there's Phoebe Bridgers. And so there's this Phoebe Bridgers word of the day. And they always use this picture.
Okay.
And I don't like seeing it. And it's not, and it's mostly because I don't know what the fuck is in this jar.
Like some sort of healthy mixture.
I guess it just looks like dirt.
Okay.
It just looks like dirt or sand.
What is this word? I don't understand.
5SOS5. That's not really a word.
Oh, no, it's like a...
But yeah, I see this account, and as you can see over here in the media section, it's just the same fucking photo every day.
A little variety would have been great.
Yeah.
Was one of those women?
Yeah, and one of them was erection. I don't know why these are Phoebe Bridgers words of the day.
Chromatica is the name of a Lady Gaga album, and so she was just singing a Lady Gaga song.
I think Gooch is the name of a Drake album. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, we have somebody here that could correct you. I don't know if you have.
Yes.
Okay, great.
There we go. There we go.
It might be an upcoming Drake album. Yeah, I don't.
Some of these are like Bjork. Okay.
Okay. That's
Different
2 words.
artist.
This is 2 words.
So why?
I don't know. Okay.
Silk chiffon.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh.
I don't like this.
I only understand half of these. Why? I don't get it.
I don't get it. I think this is just teenagers.
I think they know each other, but like...
Okay, this one's at least
that's
different.
her age. Yeah.
This is at least different. Okay, that's just a retweet. I was like, oh, it's a different photo. And of course, it's just actually a retweet from Phoebe Bridgers. All right, anyway. Yeah, so I scrolled down enough on Twitter and I just see that fucking photo. So...
Speaking of scrolling for extended periods, I sometimes wonder, and I think I've played a couple of these before, how certain videos end up on my view page.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be.
Okay.
Called this the in the show notes the Mad Watch Hot Tea edition. This is the reason. I don't know why I got this video.
Let me see if I could do a little detective work.
Yeah, let's go for it. I
figured out the last one. So
that one was fairly straightforward, the connection there.
Still.
This one might not be so much, but we'll see. We'll see.
It's another old gentleman, which concerns me.
Yeah.
Here's the hot tea. Be careful with it. Oh no, you're covered with burns because of the decisions you made. All over your body. Burns.
Okay. Is this the new Saw movie?
Very well could be.
What is that mug? It looks like if Billy Corgan like didn't shave his head when he went bald and just kind of did this maneuver.
Here's the hot tea. Be careful with it. Oh
like
no, you're covered with burns because of the decisions you made. All over your body. Burns.
Okay. Actually, Joe on a boat. Oh, he's on a boat. That's probably what that weird noise in the
okay.
background is.
All right. Yeah. And why the T sort of like, because it's bumpy, could be bumpy with the waves.
Yeah. Hello, I am Joe. Thank you for watching my TikTok app. Oh, so he made TikTok. So you know how like whenever you made MySpace and Tom was your first friend? So that's why you got this, is because this is the creator of TikTok.
Okay, what a twist.
So eventually everybody's gonna like see this guy.
Yeah, at first I thought my first reaction was, oh, this is a fetish. Right? Spilling hot tea and scolded.
What, like a phantom thread situation?
Could be. Depends on who the fetish is for, I guess.
Yeah.
What's that brush? What's he doing with the brush? I haven't watched any of the other videos. I was too...
A lot of people work on their boat to look cool.
I work on my boat to increase your safety, so you will be safe with me on my boat.
Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
Oh, you fainted because of how cool I look working on my boat engine. A lot of people work on their boat to look cool.
Now I do think it's a fetish thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I do think it's a fetish thing.
There's no doubt about it.
Yes, this is from a path in Choose Your Own Adventure Boat Guest Simulator on my YouTube app.
Invented YouTube as well.
He might have invented YouTube.
Doja Cat. Is that Doja Cat?
Yeah, he's also got Zendaya.
This dress looks average. It doesn't really work at all for this girl, and it wouldn't work for anybody else. Combination of curtains in the living room and curtains in the family room. My sophisticated score would be a 3. Natural, I'll give this girl a 7 because she does come off as having a lot of self-confidence wearing this, and that's good. Nobody else would. Originality, well, it's desperation. It's number 2. When you're going for curtains, you're pretty desperate. Trust score, probably a 3. I will give the girl credit. She's tried pretty hard. Looks like something she and her mom did. I'm assuming it's too bad they didn't have more material to work with.
So he might be doing a phantom thread.
It's quite a bit about passion from what we can see here, and snot. Man.
John McAfee interview.
One of John McAfee's last recorded interviews before going to prison with
John McAfee.
No fucking
Mr. McAfee, in your opinion, is your boat cleaner than mine?
Oh, God, no.
Now, Mr. McAfee, have you had any hardships in quarantine?
Oh, hell no. Janice and I are doing spectacular.
Do you have any family heirlooms?
God, I don't have... Listen, I've had to abandon my entire existence more times than I can count. When I escaped from police, I had to abandon everything I owned except for a shirt, a jacket, a pair of pants, and shoes. That was not the first time.
What's going on?
I think he's doing a Drake thing. He's doing what we're doing. Not a real interview.
He's answering the questions, though. Hold on. I need to go check out his YouTube app. Well, he's got Top Football Sleepers 2021.
Oh.
Do you want to know who the top sleepers are in fantasy football?
There's so much
Ben
about so many
Cleveland.
things.
He's like a big fluffy cat. He's sleeping all the time. Now, Tom Brady, you know he sleeps well because he doesn't have one single regret in his life. The top sleeper in the NFL this year is Carl Nassif. Because females have cold feet. Do you want to know?
I've lost the plot completely here. I don't.
This guy's actually hilarious.
Who the top sleepers are in fantasy football? Ben Cleveland. He's like a big fluffy cat.
Why this
He's
doesn't have a
sleeping all the
scroll
time.
bar?
Now Tom Brady, you know he sleeps well because he doesn't have one single regret.
Okay. That's Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah. No. What was the deal with him again?
Aaron Hernandez, he murdered people.
Good. Okay, so I play MLB The Show, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I play online, and people have like their custom team names and their uniforms and all that. I have run into, just say, a handful of team names that are along the lines of like
Aaron Hernandez innocent?
No, not even. Just like Aaron Hernandez Never Forget or R.I.P. Aaron Hernandez or some sort of like commemoration. Okay. They're commemorating him. I don't. I guess that's like edgelordy. I don't know.
Gio on a Boat plays Fortnite.
God, I think we need to move on.
4 years ago.
This is like OG Fortnite. My goodness. I think we need to move on.
I'm fascinated.
Don't know how I got recommended the hot tea video.
I'm fascinated. The Royal Crown Challenge? Oh, it's like liquor.
So,
I'm not going to click on the one actors you didn't know are actually Hindu. I'm not going to click on that one. That seems...
I was scared enough with the Zendaya video. We don't need that. Moving on. Doppelgangers.
Uh-huh.
How they say like there's someone that looks just like you out there somewhere.
It's got poetry. All right. Okay. All right.
Poetry is tempting.
Poetry's very tempting.
But you've clicked out on it.
I could do a Command Shift T, but it's all right.
On the topic of doppelgangers, I have a message from Elon Musk here over on TikTok.
Oh, it's Elon Ma. I love this dude.
Oh, you've seen him.
I love this dude.
I'm so excited to show you this.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Ma. Come on, Bernie. Come on. Okay. Bernie, give me to you.
I love this dude.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
He's so good.
Spot on.
He's
didn't really have anything to... Oh, for sure. Elon Musk has never been more likable than in these videos.
He's Elon Musk coming out of the White Lodge.
Oh my god.
This is very good.
Yeah. I didn't have much to say about it other than just like I appreciation. So sometimes on TikTok you see stuff like that. Other times you get news, you get, dances. Every once in a while, there is a TikTok I can only describe as cinema.
Oh.
This one is Berlin summed up in one video, and my humble opinion, I think it is quite the work of art.
What? Why'd they let Charles Manson out? How'd he get out?
There's so many pieces to this, and it all just like so perfect. I don't know how they got this to happen, or if this truly is just everyday life over in the city.
If you did this kind of shot in a movie, it would seem
perfect. It would
so
just
hacky.
seem too, yeah, for sure. I mean, I my jaw hit the floor when I saw
like
the
if you
the
spun
wedding.
the camera around like this in a movie, and there was all this shit going on.
Mm-hmm. Wedding is the real kicker. Like that is perfection. Like that is so good.
I just don't know how they got that perfect that perfect Manson casting.
I know.
That's amazing. And whatever the fuck he does at the end.
That they fit him in the frame too.
Uh-huh. I want to get to what he does at the end. What the fuck is that? That's terrifying. And these two-tone pants?
Yeah.
God. Whatever the fuck this Seussical the Musical thing is. I've seen those that like before.
Should be Germany's submission for best short feature at the Oscars this year.
Just kind of mesmerizing, isn't it?
It is. You just keep it keeps going, you know?
Yeah.
The panning, the camera work is all superb.
All right, I get that you're all peddling the thing. Right?
Yeah, right.
How do you steer it?
Don't.
Yeah, it just seems like you're just gonna hit a fucking parked car.
Have one of these at the end of every turn, so you get in, you get out.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Berlin.
Mhm.
That's on the ground in Berlin. Now I want to transition to the news of the Queen's passing.
Sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
We saw the news report earlier.
Yeah.
Which was quite interesting. I wanted to get more of a the citizens' take on the Queen's passing. Yes.
Maybe we want to see what Drake thinks.
Hey, yeah, absolutely.
So, Drake, do you have any thoughts on the Queen's passing?
Shout out to Lizzy, she was a real one.
Thank you. Okay, that's
right.
That's some good input.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Positive than I was expecting. That's good. Okay, so I wanted to sort of give, with these videos, I wanted to give everyone not living in the UK an idea of what it was like at around town. You know, as the news was coming out, as people were paying their respects. So I thought these videos encapsulated sort of the energy of what was going on. So I'm going to start out with what appears to be like a Walmart checkout. Like a Walmart type of store. This is
a UK Walmart.
Can only assume because we're gonna enter here in the middle of a store-wide moment of silence.
I think it's a Tesco, right?
That's coming later.
Okay.
God damn it!
I'm sorry. I'm just.
What's next?
I didn't know they had Walmarts in the UK.
Don't know if it's Walmart. That's what it looked like.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. That's not the point.
Oh, this is a Vine style. I like the short.
Yeah, it's very good. My favorite.
Yeah, that's good.
Perfect.
That's good.
It's got that Vine cutoff too, you know?
So I have to understand the logistics here.
There's probably like an intercom announcement that like they're gonna take a moment of silence or whatever.
That's fucking insane. That's fucking
truly.
insane.
Absolutely. She's having no part of it.
That's insane. But like, so like, this was whenever she, like, they just announced that she died, or like, this is like during her funeral?
This was earlier than the funeral, so
Okay.
I would imagine it was the death announcement.
Yeah, I don't know why you would fucking stand there.
Yeah.
That's
I salute this woman here. This
yeah.
fantastic.
I'd give her 2 minutes of silence.
Yes.
Like,
I'm sure she's in good health.
Yeah, why are you gonna it's a self-checkout for a reason. You know? God. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, so here's a fucking Tesco.
Sorry.
I'm sure you've seen it already.
No, I haven't. I just know that that's a store that they, you know.
Oh my god, you're kidding. I thought you'd seen this one because I guess it went viral.
No,
but yeah,
I just assumed whenever you said Walmart that you meant like a Tesco.
Okay, here we are in a Tesco when the
Okay,
queen
yeah.
dies.
The Queen's just died.
No.
Yeah.
We think, yeah.
Well,
because
they've just announced he's king now. She's gone.
King Charles, they just said.
Oh.
What are you supposed to... So yeah,
They're playing the salute at the convenience store.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
It's so awkward. It's so awkward. You're just trying to buy your chips, you know?
Right.
Which I guess, I don't know if chips mean the same thing over there, but...
No, they don't.
You know what I mean.
No, it's weird. Chips are fries.
Right.
And our chips are crisps.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, if the president croaks? Right?
Which one? Ours? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's bound to happen sooner rather than later. But.
Yeah. And, like, 7-Eleven just starts playing You're a Grand Old Flag.
Yeah. The thing is,
It's
like...
insane.
I guess it's as if he was the president for 170 years, right?
I guess.
That's the difference.
But then you go back to buying your cookies.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like,
It's
what
it's
do
so
It's so fucking insane.
Hmm. Yeah, I saw some videos of, like, you know, pubs, bars, just like it's so awkward. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what to say because, like, nobody in their lifetime has encountered the queen dying.
Right. It's like somebody down the street from you died that you never spoke to, but you saw them a bunch.
They were kind of a shitty person.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, they died.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna get in my car now. Like,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to do with that?
I wanted to wrap up here with one more. This one takes place on a subway train.
I think they call it the tube.
Here we go. Another moment of respect here.
God save Queen! Sorry, I just had a little bit of a... Anyway, it is with deep regret, and I would like to pay my respects. Thank you, and done out.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there's that, you know.
You think he made that hat?
I mean, if he made his own catchphrase, his own like sign off, I would imagine maybe he had some handle on the hat as well, you know?
Yeah. It's very floppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the emotion. I respect the emotion here.
Mm-hmm.
Feels appropriate for the setting.
Yeah. It feels appropriate for the occasion.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. It feels appropriate for the severity of the event. You know? Like they say time and a place for everything, and I think this is definitely
time and the place.
The time and the place. Yep.
The attire as well.
Look, the tube. See? Tube.
It's like a whole other language. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah. I like the hashtag I am the lizard queen.
Yeah, he's got a whole thing going on. I haven't really looked into it. I think you kind of get it.
Yeah.
No, you watch it once and you
it.
kind of you understand it.
I would love a how-to series on how to make his weird floppy hat mask thing. I wouldn't wear
it. Try and get him on the show.
You know, there might be enough data in here in order to reconstruct the vocal model.
Oh no. No. What have we created? Yeah, so that's what I had for Mad Watch this week. A bit of all over the place, but
yeah, well thank you. Drake,
save the queen.
Drake, do you have any thoughts on you know, the queen or about any of this?
We already heard his thoughts about
I know, but just any sort of wrapping up sort of thoughts on those TikToks that we saw. What do you think?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know what happens to you there when you try to say maybe. It gets a little weird. Want to try again or anything? Or
don't interrupt me when I'm in my flow.
Okay, I won't.
Oh, is it his set started? We can't talk to him now.
I'm sorry. All right. Jeez. All right.
He's on stage.
Okay. All right. We'll catch you. You know, before the encore, I guess.
Call him on his cell phone like we used to do.
Right. Exactly. All right. Anyway, now it's time for a little beautiful cinema.
That's beautiful cinema.
Beautiful. One of the segments is just going to have like a 1.5-minute introduction at a certain point. I will find a way.
Oh, I thought you meant like later tonight. Like you have a segment coming up.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just at some point. I will just make a 1.5-minute long introduction to a segment.
That's the bit, is that it's so long, it goes on forever.
Yeah.
Kind of ruined it by announcing it.
Well, you don't know when I'm going to do it.
That's true.
So
that's true.
It'll sneak up on you.
Yeah, so I had something in this beautiful cinema regarding Letterboxd, and I was going to pull it up, but I'm not. We're going to skip that today. We're going to focus in on the Game of Thrones update for this week, which I know that you love, as you are someone who is not participating in watching the show.
It's turned into a weekly segment. I do have to say, my mom did ask if I was, well, I guess she was a little confused, and it's understandable. She asked if I was watching Lord of the Rings. But then I look over, and then I saw a very bad-looking platinum blonde wig.
Uh-oh.
And I said, "Oh, do you mean Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings?" And she said, "Oh, Game of Thrones. You know, it's all the same." And I said, "Yeah, it is."
I think they're tonally quite different.
Well, it really doesn't.
What I've heard of Lord of the Rings.
Also, I looked over and I saw a platinum blonde wig, and then I also saw somebody just like stabbing like a hunk of flesh on the ground, and it was very dark, and I couldn't make out what was going on, and I was like, this can't be the Lord of the Rings one. This has got to be Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
this is gonna be Game of Thrones. I can't make out what's going on except for a platinum blonde wig. So, and then there was like just a fire,
Sure.
It's like is it like a bonfire or something?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really had any issues with the video fidelity, like we saw in the final season of the original Game of Thrones with the episode that took place in the dark.
Yeah.
And I've talked about for a few weeks now on the show here how much I've been enjoying this House of the Dragon, right? I have some reservations now. Yeah, so we've hit the mid-season mark here. I believe it's a 10-episode season. We are through episode 5, and it's a transitional time for the show. This aspect of it, I'll say I'm excited for. So what they're doing is some of the lead characters, and you had brought this up the first time we talked about it, because I mentioned how this show is moving along its timeline fairly quickly. There's like a 6-month time jump here and a 3-month jump there and all sorts of stuff. So your first thought was like, oh, what about like these younger actors, right?
Yeah.
Like aging. And so like a lot of, especially it's 2 of the main cast members are like teenage years. They are being recast mid-season, which I was not aware of, but it is happening. Yeah, so, and this is interesting because, like, one of the cast members that's being recast was, like, on the poster of the show and, like, all the promotional material, and they're, like, transitioning to a completely different, like, poster and promo and all that.
Is this meant as, like, a twist? Or is this kind of expected?
Well, okay, so if you're just watching the show and you don't know any of the outside like information, you don't actually know this is happening yet because final episode for these cast members was this past Sunday. It was episode 5, from what I understand. So then there will be like a significant leap in time, and then when episode 6 starts, you will have different actors playing a lot of the main players here. One of them is Olivia Cook, which I'm so excited about. Big Olivia Cook fan from Thoroughbreds and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. And Emma D'Arcy is playing the princess, the main character. That's really cool. I think it's sort of a risk. You sort of like you orient your viewers, with these actors, these cast members, then the expectation is that you're going to be seeing them for a long time, but in the service of the timeline and the story, you make the decision to cast them. I think it's a smart one, especially with how quickly they're developing things, and it's weird to have teenagers play 30-year-olds, which was what would have been happening.
Yeah, but I mean, that's sort of just the inverse of whenever you got a 35-year-old playing in like a 17-year-old. So.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Irvin Hansen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably the most extreme example that has come around.
It's weird that it's like the most extreme one when he was only like 26.
Yeah, he's younger than we are. Yeah, it's crazy. Hollywood really does a number on you. Or not Hollywood, Broadway.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. The cast members that are leaving, it's part of it's disappointing because they've been so good. But I'm also excited to see what the new actors bring to the table and to the characters and all that. Issue I have is with this latest episode, the event of the climax, this like mid-season climax that takes place, centered around wedding reception, surprise, and a character death, a very brutal, sick character death, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have pointed this out, that the character who dies in a very brutal fashion is a queer character who was just introduced at the start of the episode. And that is following a trope that we have seen in TV and film for a very, very long time, where we'll introduce a queer character and then they will either have some traumatic events or suffer or die pretty shortly after they're introduced, right? That's like the reason that they were created in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that the original Game of Thrones did a couple of times, actually, and people criticized that show for it. And now we're seeing it repeated here. Like, not only is it bad for that reason, which, like, that's the main reason that I'm annoyed with it. Because let me tell you, at the start of the episode, when this character is introduced, I'm like, okay, just like, don't kill this person off. That was my first thought, because it's happened so often that I'm like primed and ready to just be disappointed by these just like lazy this lazy style of writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have that, and then you have just the fact that like this whole like incident was really stupid, really forced, didn't do much other than kind of like simplify things in a way, because there were characters that were adjacent to the main cast members that were like part of their story, and with where this show is going, it being around would have complicated things, not complicated things, but made things more complex, maybe even more interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the show killing them off has like this shocking incident, and it conveniently gets rid of some plot threads that I guess it didn't want to have to manage. It's just bad all around, honestly. It's so disappointing because like I was really into even just that episode for the first like 45 minutes was really good. It was setting up some really interesting things, some great dialogue, some great interactions. It just left me on like a sour note. And for something that's meant to be like this big pivot, this big pivotal moment, we're literally like recasting people, and it's like the show's like moving into this new action, right?
Yeah.
This to be like the thing get you there is just, it's rough.
So is this like sort of, is this gonna be like the thing with this show, is that it's constantly in flux this way? Like is it gonna be,
it's been the case.
yeah, like is it gonna be like this thing where it's gotta span like so much history that there's going to be so much cast turnover just by necessity of what this, like, it needs to cover from the book that is not really a novel, it is a history?
It is a history book.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
A fictional history, yeah.
Fictional history, yeah. It's a good question. I don't know what plan was initially. Like when they first greenlit the show and they wrote the show.
Right.
What they expected its lifespan to be. Because now we know it's obviously a major hit for HBO and it's going to stick around for as long as it can. Yeah, going at this like it's like breakneck. It's weird, right? Because it doesn't feel like it's going at a breakneck speed, because each episode is paced very well and it feels contained, and like every time they leap forward, it is in service to like moving the narrative forward. So none of it feels like it's moving very quickly, even though it really is. I like the pace that it's going at. Like aside from the end of this episode, there's a lot of good things I would say about it, and I do like the pace of it. But as far as like sustainability, I have no idea. I also don't know like if they'll plan to keep up this this like sort of timeline with season 2, right? Because I'm assuming they haven't written a second season because there's no guarantee it would get one initially.
Right.
But yeah, I guess it's like a wait and see type of thing.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how, like, I don't know if there's an analog except for like anthology TV that would be kind of similar. You know, where there's like cast turnover, but
only the thing that came to mind.
Series.
Yeah, the thing that came to mind to me immediately, and it's really not the same as another HBO series, My Brilliant Friend, the adaptation of the Elena Ferrante novel.
Right.
With that show, the first 2 or 3 episodes starts out with these 2 young girls. Like, I don't know, I guess they're like maybe elementary school age. Then after those first couple episodes, the characters are recast as like early teenagers, and I believe those actors have been with the series for rest. So that's more of like an intro type thing, like a you know. So it's not quite the same, but that's really the only other example that comes to mind as far as like main cast members on TV changing, especially like by design. Like you've had situations where people have left shows, and so there have been like emergency recasts and stuff. Game of Thrones had a couple recasts that were not planned. This one definitely is planned.
Right. Yeah.
Funny because I'd heard that Olivia Cooke was cast before the show even started airing, and I'm like, when is she going to show up, and who's she going to be playing? Because we haven't really seen any new characters outside of King's Landing, so it's like, where is she going to be coming from? But now I have my answer. So
yeah, I mean, like, there's countless examples in other movies and TV shows of, you know, like you show a childhood and then later in life, right?
Yes.
But it usually is just once, you know. It's like it's usually the introduction, like you said, or you know, it's flashbacks, right, with a child version of a character that's being focused on. So yeah, it's strange. I don't know like how an audience is going to necessarily latch on. Like there's got to be some kind of stability there, you would think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very interested to see the reaction to it. Like obviously, if you're more tuned into this stuff, you've already heard the news, right? But I would imagine a lot of people haven't, and it'll just kind of. I'm interested to see how they do it. Like, are they dropping you right in from minute 1 of this new episode with these new actors, or will there be like a few scenes with the original cast members and then like a transition within an episode? You know, I feel like the latter would be a bit more seamless.
Well, how did they do it the first time?
Well, they haven't yet. They were still waiting on the.
Oh, I thought they already did it once.
There's been like promo images and like stuff like that, but we haven't actually seen these new actors yet.
I see.
Yeah, just kind of left on a sour note was the main thing I wanted to say with this latest episode. It's one of those things where it's like I've been waiting for the show to do something, you know, Thrones would have done. I didn't like, because there were plenty of things that show did I didn't like, and finally they did. Because when, you know, this show, there's no secret that show is trying to be Game of Thrones for good and bad, right? Like it's not trying to really stand on its own. It wants to be more. They even use the same title song, the really? Iconic, yeah, which I think is a good choice. I think that makes sense. It's a different like visual package that goes along with the intro, but it's the same, you know, the same song.
I don't know. That's kind of lame.
I like it. They started it with episode 2. So episode 1 had no intro. It was just like a cold open, which was smart. And then they started that with episode 2. It's like if you want more Game of Thrones, which I imagine if you're watching the show on some level you do, then that is the song that's gonna like take you back there, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It kind of works. It worked on me at least. Yeah.
Well, I'm
sure.
sure.
I don't plan on doing a weekly update. I will spare you from that.
You
I just
say
wanted to get
that,
this
and
in there.
yet-
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to get this one in there because I've really said nothing negative about the show. But it's like then this happened. I'm like, well, this sucks. So
All right. Well, I guess we'll see next week whether you include it in the notes or not. I do have a small Moogle, even though I kind of brought it up earlier. And I am immediately realizing I did not prepare a video package for this, so I'd have to unfortunately just play the audio. But great. So it came out, and Atlas confirmed this, that there will be no new game announcements at the upcoming Persona Live concert. And this is significant because it's the first time that there will be a Persona like live event concert like this without a new game announcement.
they made an announcement to say there won't be an announcement?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because this is still the continuation of the 25th anniversary of Persona, and they have been teasing announcements for 2 years, right?
I was gonna say, I feel like we were talking about this when I first started doing this.
Yes.
Podcast. Like it's been more than a year.
Yes. And pretty much all we've gotten out of it are the ports. So the ports of 3, 4, and 5 to Xbox.
Which I feel like those were coming whether there was an anniversary or not. So
Most likely, yeah. Other than that, it has been like some Japan exclusive merch, some US merch, a pop-up cafe in LA, pop-up stuff in Tokyo, and that's it. And so there's one final announcement that is slated for autumn 2022. And so everybody was like, okay, well, it's got to be the concert, right? They're going to do something at the concert. It's going to be a new game at the concert, whether that's Persona 6 or whether that's another spin-off game. There's going to be something of some kind of significance at the concert.
Okay.
And now they're saying, no, that is not the case. So, which still leaves something coming. And since that it is not going to be at the concert, expectations are quite low now. Especially after... What? What's that?
Full game?
I don't know. Mostly because the rest of this shit has been like so disappointing. Like if you look at this is from Persona Central, the previous concert announcements. So 2015 was whenever Persona 5 was first revealed, along with the re-reveal of Persona 4 Dancing. 2017 was Persona 3 Dancing and Persona Q2. 2019 was Persona 5 Royal and Persona 5 Strikers. So every single time there has been a game, and there hasn't been a mainline game since 2015, obviously, but there's always been a game. So this either leaves, since they didn't do anything for Tokyo Game Show, which is also another surprise, because that was another autumn 2022 potential event. It's like, okay, Game Awards, would Atlas really, if it if it was the Game Awards, it would have to be Persona 6. It would have
yeah.
to be.
I'm not going to do some like super niche thing,
right?
On that type of stage,
right? It would not be Persona Q3 or another port at the Game Awards. It
probably be like one person who would just like scream in excitement in that audience.
It would be me,
it's not...
but yeah, like, and so if you look at the timeline, it has now been longer than the gap between 4 and 5 than when 5 was released.
And that's a release, not just announced.
Yes.
Wow.
It doesn't feel that way because we had Royal, and there's so much more attention on the franchise than there ever has been.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also like the director of the P Studio left, so they have a different team working on games now. They haven't ported games really ever before, and they don't outsource that. That's all done in-house. So the circumstances are different. And even though there's more attention on the Persona franchise than ever before, I don't get the sense that they've like scaled up in any major way since Persona 5. Like with this output. Strikers was a collaboration with Koei Tecmo, I think. So that was like a collaboration game. But since Royal, it has been quiet.
Yeah.
I think they also want to avoid a situation where they announce 6 too early. Because that's what happened with Persona 5. Where it was announced in 2015. And then it wasn't released until 2017. After delays.
Right. Like right now though, like Persona's about to hit even wider audience because with Game Pass and all that. And the ports coming to new consoles. So like if there ever was a time to build excitement for a new entry, it's coming up, right?
Oh, completely. Completely. So yeah, they're quickly running out of time based on the own dates that they gave.
Well, today's the first official day of autumn. I don't know if that
yeah, and if they go by Square Enix rules, that means they have until December for what they constitute autumn as.
What date is the concert?
Where'd it go? October 8th.
Oh, okay. There's some time after that, but it does like some what you were saying with the previous concerts. Like if it would be the event they would try to hit, right?
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't make much sense to do it shortly after that.
No, it doesn't. And it would be very strange for the biggest... Microsoft must have thrown them so much cash if the biggest announcements end up being the ports, and like that was supposed to be this final announcement.
But those were summer announcements.
Right. And they shifted them.
Man.
Because Microsoft gave them a boatload of cash. And this is me full on conspiracy brain.
Sure.
And so they shifted it. But the original announcement was something like right around now, and being like, and they're available right now, kind of thing.
Yeah. You see that.
Because
like the Persona 5 Xbox release is pretty close to that concert date.
Right.
I don't know exactly when it is, but
right. So
I told you that you can pre-install it on on console right now if you want to.
That's crazy to me. If like you can pre-install it, like I know it's not a new game, so like
Yeah,
just flip the on switch and release it.
yeah, it's like similar to games go gold, unquote, like a month or so ahead of time, right? It's the same thing, really.
But these are ports.
Yeah, well, they do. The Xbox does this for new releases too, like brand
I
new
know.
games.
I understand it for new releases, right? Where there's probably a day zero patch and all that kind of shit, you know.
Yeah.
But like, just release it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna dive into it again. I told you I played like through the first. I guess you would call him a boss, but the coach, is he a teacher or a coach? I forget.
He was like the gym teacher, yeah, like
gym teacher. Yeah. So I played through his arc, but I got sidetracked and don't really touch my PlayStation much anymore. So I'm excited to try Royal, start it fresh again, and so that I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean it is exciting for a lot of people. Like,
yeah,
the Switch beggars won. You know, they get the game.
Well, what sort of announcement would you like? What's the baseline for like what you would be satisfied with? Let's say, for example, they announced a new like rhythm spin-off.
That would do nothing for me.
Okay.
I don't play those games.
Right. But would you be like, oh, that's cool, for the people that like it, or you're still disappointed?
I would still be pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
I would be more excited for the ports.
Mobile game. It's a big no, right?
A mobile game?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So nothing short of like a new game of some sort that isn't a dancing operation.
A new RPG.
New RPG, yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't play the dancing games. I don't play the fighting games. I know the fighting game is really popular.
I forgot about those.
Yeah. Like I know it's popular with like actually like fighting game people, like that aren't even like fans of the series. So that's a possibility.
It's like they're working on a Persona 6 to some degree. Because there's going to be one. Yeah.
Oh, completely. Like I would be satisfied with Persona 1 and 2 collection. I've talked about that before.
Right. Yes.
Even though I can play the PSP versions on my Steam Deck now, but like if we had like a high res collection,
that would be cool.
I would be satisfied with that. I would be like a game I could play. I would be satisfied with.
Yeah,
like,
fair.
Like truly. Because if it's just a Persona 6 announcement and then I can't play it for another 3 or 4 years, then okay, fine. Like just confirming that you are working on Persona 6 is like we already knew that. We already knew you were working on Persona 6, like you said. If it's something like Persona Q3, for Switch or something, or other consoles, yeah, okay, I'll play it. Right, I played the other two. It has diminishing returns, but I'll play it. So yeah, it just everything surrounding like these announcements, that it's very strange. I'm the more I think about it, the more I'm convincing myself that the announcements got switched.
The timeline makes sense with the October release. It really does.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll see. I know that if there is any news, this will be the place to hear it.
Absolutely. And that's
By the way, I saw there was a new main entry Fire Emblem game coming out fairly soon.
Oh, I thought it was a crossover thing.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was like a mainline thing.
Oh. I thought it was like still something with like old Fire Emblem characters.
No. What's it called? Let me look it up. It's called Engage or something, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Engage. An upcoming tactical. Well, that doesn't tell me anything.
Well, no, that actually does, because the last one was like that Warriors
So this is, and yet, no, there's articles here saying that, because I saw this earlier, people are not liking the protagonist design, which tells me that it's a new person and a whole new thing. It just feels like this.
Oh yeah, they were calling it Pepsi-chan.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, come on. That's a very, like, common color scheme.
Yeah.
Don't need to, they kind of ruin it by making that association. But yeah, like, this kind of feels like it came out of nowhere. Like, it's announced at, like, a Nintendo thing, and then it's, like, coming out in, what, the first couple months of 23? I'm gonna have to dust off that. Yeah, January 20th. I'm gonna have to dust off that Switch.
I'm gonna have to get that emulator working.
Yes.
I still gotta figure out the Switch emulation.
Because I loved, for some of its faults, I really loved Three Houses. Had a great time with that. I wanted to go back and play one of the other, like, house playthroughs, but I haven't done that.
Right.
I haven't actually touched my Switch in like a year.
Sure.
I'm terrified to go back to Animal Crossing. I think they, like, turn me away upon upon entry. I feel like they would be so angry with me, so I can't do that. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and I think that's it for our Moogle. I do want to hit this last story.
I threw one in too.
Oh, well, shit. Well, I want to talk about a little bit of chess anal play.
Yes.
I'm sure you saw some of this.
Oh yeah, I've tried to avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah, you're more glued into the chess world than I am.
Yeah.
So there was a chess grandmaster, and he was accused of cheating by using anal beads.
Okay, sorry, go on.
By receiving wireless signals. He had accused of using wireless anal beads.
You say accused by who accused him? There was never an official, like, accusation, right? Because didn't this originate? So basically, this kid is 19 years old. He's, like, new on the scene, and he had a match with Magnus Carlsen, who is considered, like, one of, if not the greatest chess players of all time. In fact, he has the highest chess rating ever. And so he won in his match against Carlsen. Like, Carlsen made vague, like, clipped a video of, like, a vague thing on, like, social media. He never, like, outright made a formal complaint or anything, as far as I'm aware. Cheating, but he, like, implied it, right? And so this kid, this 19-year-old, he made a comment of, like, defending himself. He's like, I didn't cheat, and he said something along the lines of, like, I'll play with with no clothes on if you want me to. Like, I'll play naked. Like, saying, like, oh, was I wearing, like, a wire or some device? He's like, oh, I'll just, to prove it, I'll take my clothes off and play you. So that sort of spun into people like, oh, well, maybe if he's willing to take his clothes off, maybe he's hiding it, somewhere else.
So, this is according to the AV Club, who is reporting on chess.
But yeah, they're on the chess beat.
They're on the chess beat.
Oh, God.
So, Neiman, the guy that's being accused.
Neiman, yes.
He admitted to cheating on chess.com when he was 12.
Yeah, it's totally separate thing.
And so, since he's younger and less established, he started being accused all over the place. And he studied a leak of his prep work for the tournament. Of Carlsen's prep work, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Why do I not have that? We're just talking. I need to bring this up. I forgot that we're not doing a regular show. I completely forgot we were not just doing a regular recording. Christ. And so then here's a Reddit theory, which I don't know why we're reporting on a Reddit theory.
This is what I mean. Why I interrupted you when you said accusations, because as far as I'm aware, there haven't been any like formal accusations, right? This is all just like fans and people and content creators speculating.
Neiman stole a vibrating wireless anal bead system powered by an advanced AI from Carlson and used it to win.
This is the Reddit theory?
Mm-hmm.
Terrific.
All right. I actually love this. The real answer is actually elementary. Magnus cheats. He's always had anal beads up his butt. Maybe for the past 10 years. That's how he's been dominating the entire field of players. There was a slight dip during the time... I don't like the word dip.
In the context,
nope.
Yeah.
During the time he played Caruana because he was so drunk he couldn't feel the vibrations well and ended up losing a game.
He was too loose.
His team decided to turn up the vibrations to max, and that's how Magnus survived the encounter. I can't believe that this is actually how this is being reported.
Incredible.
Recently, Magnus realized the anal bead It's from Chess
should point
Memes.
out it's from Chess Memes is what we should point out here.
It's from Chess Memes?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not.
This is actually being reported on like it's real.
Yeah, that AV Club is not.
This is very obviously a joke.
Okay.
Okay. So, since this all went down, he was invited to clear his name by playing naked from a campsite.
Did you hear the update from this week?
Yes, I did.
Okay. That shook people. That was like, oh my god.
So.
Yeah, there it is. Is this AV Club as well?
No, this is Kotaku, so it's another one of the Gizmodo sites. So Carlson was playing Neiman and resigned in just a move.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like the highly anticipated rematch.
Yeah.
After Neiman shocked everybody by winning the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So Carlson sits down to play, doesn't move, and just gets up and leaves.
And we have video of it.
Call it.
Yeah, we can watch the whole match if you want to.
Cheating, definitely not. I don't think he cheated in the Singfield Cup, but everything else is still
sorry,
up in the
Alejandro.
air.
Sorry, Alejandro. I just have to interrupt you because the game started, and Magnus has logged off. What has happened?
Magnus has resigned.
Magnus has resigned the game against Hans Niemann.
Yes, at least that's what it says in our transmission.
He made one move and resigned.
Yes, it looks that.
So there you go.
Yeah. Do you have like what side do you come down on here? Like, what do you think?
Well, now that I see that there are no actual, like, there's no concrete, credible accusation of how he's cheating.
Just think that Magnus is what's a better term but butthurt.
It seems that way.
Yeah. So it was the chess.com thing is interesting. That's basically where everybody plays chess online. That's like the It's like, you know, it's a company, right? Like they have people like it's not like the like they host all these things, but it's like, you know, the be all end all of chess. And it's like, okay, so he cheated on there when he was a preteen. And then
okay, how are you cheating on a chess app?
Well, I don't know how he did it. Sure, there's methods.
Like, is he like glitching the game, or
I don't know.
Like, how are you cheating at a chess app?
Good question.
Or is he like using an AI, or is he like using like a bot? You know,
could be.
Because like I think like, if you're actually like skilled at chess, you would think that would actually be like a disadvantage. Like,
Yeah, right?
using a computer instead of playing.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell
They
me.
do say though that it's more common to cheat online than it is in real person events.
I'd imagine. How would you even cheat at an event?
Well, we've laid that out
right
very plainly here. The anal beads.
Okay, yeah, but like, you can't tell me that he's faked his way up to Grandmaster level.
No,
you know?
No.
Like, so I don't even necessarily think that him using a computer would
help.
Yeah. You would think
it doesn't make sense.
Would be better than a computer. I guess that's actually like one of the. Isn't that like the big question in chess anyway? Is like.
Maybe in like the 70s.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know how good computers are at chess currently.
Yeah. No, but you're right though.
Or whatever, that whole thing.
It's one thing to be using signals when it comes to. Even then, I still don't fully grasp that.
Right.
Like
it's not like cards, or like you need to know what your opponent has. Like
nothing
the board
you can steal. Yeah, it's all out there. I don't know. I've watched some Magnus here and there. I don't like watching the highest level of chess because it's so precise that it's like boring. I learn from watching chess that is slightly above my own level.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that make mistakes and you can learn
from it,
and learn what they could have done differently. So I don't watch a ton of the professional stuff. I don't know. Magnus always struck me as a bit of a I don't know, sort of makes a little drama where it's not necessary, I'll say. Right. I feel like this is sort of in line with that. There's been no formal complaint made by him. He resigned, and that is where it stands. And there's been no like organization or whatever hasn't like prevented Neiman from continuing to play. So like as far as I'm concerned, he's done everything by the book, and he's just a 19-year-old phenom, and he beat the best player in the world. So what else is there? You know?
So this is just like intimidation, then.
B. Like people view it as like a confirmation. Magnus resigning this week. Like he's not even going to sit down and play a game with a cheater. So he's just going to resign in one move, and that's like the statement, right? But there was no actual statement from Carlson that tells you anything outside of just the resignation. So I have to take that at face value.
Right.
Chess player resigned. What else is there? Mm-hmm. You're not going to come out and say like, why wouldn't the best player in the world and you lost and you think it's unjust, so why wouldn't you say something? I don't understand that. No, wouldn't you want to defend your loss if it didn't happen by the book? Like why are we being all secretive here and tweeting out like clips from a movie that supposed to imply the meaning from? Like, I don't get this unless there's like some contractual reason or some legal reason. I don't know.
So
of course the chess world is eating this up, but I'm kind of sick of it.
I mean, how much drama do you get in chess?
Don't, but I'm not looking for any. There's plenty of places to find drama.
Sure. So apparently he compared him to another person that has been speculated of cheating.
Yes, that is, I think, from the clip that he posted, right?
Yeah.
That's not a direct accusation. It's just like
minutes. We don't need to. Okay.
It's not a direct accusation.
Right.
So I'm not playing that game. Like I'm not going to sit here and read between the lines. Like
so
especially with something
the guy that he's comparing him to.
Yeah.
Some believed his moves too often resembled the quote top engine choice, despite the speed of the matches. This was during a blitz tournament. And it was never addressed publicly.
Okay. So he's too good. What that says. This kid is playing too well. It can't possibly be clean. has to be cheating in some way because he's too close. He's making all the best moves. That's what it's telling me.
Possibly, I guess. Like that's he won't even come out and say that.
No, it's all skating around.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Neiman. I'd like to see like a legitimate. I'd like to see this dude sit down and play this kid.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Best in the world. Prove it.
Right.
You haven't had to prove it your entire. He's been so dominant for so long. He started at Carlson. That is started at such a young age, and he's like owns title of like best in the world for so long. It's like, okay, so now you have some interest here. Like there's a potential rivalry. There's something to prove here. Why not embrace that?
Mm-hmm.
This is not like, you know how boxers like will do all this like stunt stuff where they're like their promos and they're like do like a little weigh in and they'll have their little stare down and somebody will say or do something that like grabs everybody's attention. This feels like a boxing promo.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that they're, you know, like a week from now, they're going to announce like a pay-per-view or something with Carlson versus Neiman 3, you know? It's just, it's ridiculous. It is very funny that it's all happening in the world of online chat. Well, this is in person, but the people talking about it are like Twitch streamers that are in the world of chess, right? Like it's all very strange.
I can't believe that
V Club.
The source is chess memes.
I don't read AV Club anymore. Aside from like the occasional TV review, if they're like one of the only places covering something. Like they had like some issues where people were like in an ultimatum of like relocating or like losing their jobs, and like ever since that happened, the site's kind of been shit. So
yeah, I sometimes just get a news link, you know,
and
look what happened.
Yeah,
look what happened.
I mean, it's an attention grabbing story. It's you know, I'm seeing chess stuff in places where I normally wouldn't. Maybe this was a plan to growing the game, right? You had the Queen's Gambit, which created a huge boom for the game, myself included. I got interested in it, but maybe things were sort of like leveling out, and they wanted a new story. They went the route of anal beads.
Yeah, I don't think the anal beads were the path to mainstream success. Oh boy.
Oh man, yeah.
All right, so you want to talk about Madden?
Do just quickly because it's been a story this week. It's been kind of crazy. There was even a Polygon article written about this. Yeah, so I've been unfortunately playing Madden. I've been dipping into the Ultimate Team mode, which is the popular microtransaction-filled game mode where you acquire cards of players and you build your team using them and you play people and stuff. And it's very, very heavily monetized by Electronic Arts. So people have had their complaints with a lot of aspects of Ultimate Team for a long time now, dating before Madden 23. It's been an ongoing thing, and the main issues are one, pack odds, right? So when you purchase a pack of cards in the game, odds are so incredibly low that the quote unquote value you get for your money is just not there. It's just really bad.
So hold on. So I know that in like some European countries, based on their laws, like loot box odds have to be disclosed.
Yes.
So is that how the odds are known?
Yeah. The odds are disclosed in the store. And I look at that stuff. I don't interact with it, but yeah, it's they put out these on a weekly basis, they put out these bundles that are like $100 each. And what you get for them, oh my god, you get out of those is just it's you're just throwing your money. I'm distracted here, but you're just throwing your money away, basically. These have been.
Sorry, it's just CGI Madden was.
These have been compounded by they keep cutting free stuff out. They keep like lessening the free stuff that you get just by playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
People are pissed with that too. So it's like you have this double whammy of like you try and pay money for stuff and it's crap, and also take away the free shit. And then what's on top of that, game has just been like broken. Like
I heard it was, like super like glitchy and shit.
The issue is that gameplay wise on the field, Madden 23 is pretty good. Like it's fun. It's fun to play. But in the menus, in the interaction with the Ultimate Team mode itself is horrendous. On a weekly basis, something is broken so that you play games and you don't get the rewards you're supposed to.
Oh god. That's like unforgivable. Like honestly.
Well, you know, people have been pretty forgiving because it's been happening since launch, and let me tell you, there have been rewards missing from upwards of 3.5 weeks ago that are just people are just receiving now.
Jesus Christ.
And for a game that moves with a constant progression of like player overall, it's getting better and better. Some of those rewards from 3 weeks ago are just not really relevant.
No. If you have like such an involved monetary system and scheme and cash shop, that is not. No, you don't even get one strike on that kind of shit.
I agree. And so people have been putting up with a lot there, and part of it, and this is the crazy thing. So they implemented Ultimate Team this year, something called a field pass, right? Which is sort of like a battle pass. You don't pay for it. It's where all the free content comes in. It's what you kind of grind the game for. It's what you sort of chase, right? And this was like put in on top of the systems that already existed in Ultimate Team.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's so weird. You'll go in, you'll see like ranked seasons, for example, which has existed for years. You'll see a leaderboard. You'll see a reward system in the game's interface that you can look at, but it's not active anymore. So you don't even like really think about it because the progression is tied to this new field pass. I guess the turnaround time, development, because it's a yearly release, is so short. The developers couldn't completely overhaul the game's interface, so there are things left over, the menus, that aren't even used anymore. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So it's obviously a transitional moment for the game. I don't even blame the development team for that because they're on such a short time span to begin with, and they're forced into this like development cycle. I don't blame them for that, but this transition has caused so many problems, like with the field passes and missing rewards. And this morning I played like an hour and a half because there's some new players that came out. You could get them by like playing this mode, and I went through it and I got the point where I was getting my free stuff, and guess what happened? It didn't show up for me. So I go on Twitter. Yeah, these rewards are missing because this thing is broken. So I wasted an hour and a half, and maybe I'll get this stuff like a week, or maybe I won't. I don't know. So all these problems have sort of come ahead, and the content creators, a lot of like the YouTubers and the Twitch streamers that stream and play Madden for a living, have sort of organically, like it started with one, and then other people jumped on board. They've done this pack strike, where they vowed to not spend any more money on Ultimate Team until a set of demands are met by, yeah, it's crazy, right? But until a set of demands are met, and those demands are pretty bare minimum, if you ask me. It's like better odds in the store and a baseline of better content for people that don't spend the extra money, stuff like that, right? So they've been going on for about a week now. And they bring it up in all their streams and their videos. This pack strike, it's ongoing. They're sticking to it. This doesn't mean that they don't play or stream the game. They're going to keep playing.
Okay.
Well, they have to, right? Because that's what they do. Like your whole like viewership is tied to this video game. You can't just like it because this is how you make your like. I understand that,
but doesn't it make a bigger statement?
Not necessarily, because if you stop, because look, these people that spend money on this game spend so much goddamn money, and dozens of people, especially the influencers, are vowing to no longer drop additional money on the game. That's gonna capture EA's attention. It has, like, they've acknowledged that it's a thing. They haven't taken any concrete steps yet. It's only been a few days. But I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. It's a fairly like organically organized thing, and they just want to see a better game. Right?
Here's the problem, and this is the problem with these monetary
games.
systems. Yeah, is that they've already made their money back.
Yes.
You bought the game. You bought the special edition. This even says $100 promo bundle.
Yeah.
They've got your money already.
These $100 bundles come out a new one every week. It's insanity.
Oh,
Sometimes
I know. They want you to keep spending. That's the gravy train. That's just the extra shit. That's just the C-suite bonuses.
Don't they have incentive to actually like meet players some of these things if they want to continue that gravy train?
Like,
I feel like this is gonna lead to some fairly basic changes that have been much needed, but maybe wouldn't have happened as quickly.
Do you know how many people buy Madden that don't engage with any of the influencer sphere whatsoever for the game?
It's true.
Like I was just looking at game sales recently because Soul Hackers was like 15th in sales for last month. And
that's pretty good, right? That's not bad.
I think so. Don't talk to Atlas fans. They're fucking mental.
Okay.
They thought so, and the top two games are
it's always
for August. It was Madden and Grand Theft Auto.
Always, yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know who the fuck is still buying that game that doesn't already own it, but it's unfathomable to me. I guess people are just now like they're growing old enough to like buy the game that they didn't because the game's been out for 10 fucking years. But
they had it on the last platform generation. They need it on the new one.
I guess it's been out for three generations.
Systems,
now.
Yeah. PS3. It launched on PS3. That's crazy.
But anyway, it's like that game, Madden sold so much. Like, I honestly think that the influencer sphere for these sports games is pretty damn small.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm too in it that I don't see
so.
the bigger picture.
I think so.
I think you're right about that.
I think it's a niche community compared to like like the main shooters and shit like that. Like this isn't your Fortnite, this isn't your Call of Duty.
And you look at Twitch numbers, you are correct.
Yeah. And I know how that like what that looks like because I play a niche game.
Yeah.
Like so I honestly don't think this is going to make the sort of impact that they want it to.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad that like the point of their strike is that they want to keep spending money.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, that part kind of rubs me the wrong way. And it's almost like the aspect of it that involves the people that just play the game and don't spend money, that wanting better things for them is almost like an afterthought. It's almost like, oh yeah, we need to include this too,
Yeah. And do you know what's actually really kind of sick? Is that like if you are a content creator and all you do is make Madden content,
Hmm.
you buying the packs and shit, you can write
Issue
that
money.
You can write that off as business expenses.
Not only that, so it's double because you can write it off, and also your pack openings do big on YouTube. So you're making
Yeah.
content based exactly on money that generates revenue for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's definitely self-interested. Like I know that. Should mention the hashtag pack strike.
Mm-hmm.
So EA, Madden, NFL on Twitch, the official Twitch account has like a stream on certain days. And hashtag pack strike was banned from the Twitch chat. So I don't know what that tells you.
That's rough.
It's rough.
That's rough. Because because it's not vulgar, it's not
Right.
It's not directly harassment. Yeah, that's rough.
I mean, I'm annoyed because I've had instances, like I just said earlier, like where I've played the game for a significant amount of time and I haven't gotten out of it what I'm supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I like to keep playing it because, like I said, the gameplay, it didn't give the best first impression. I think I mentioned that on the show, but the gameplay is actually fun. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty fun. It's the most fun I've had with one of these stupid football games in a long time. I enjoy constantly the cycle of constantly releasing a new player to add to your team, like that whole. I like the game loop of the Ultimate Team stuff. It just keeps you. I don't know. It keeps the game fresh. But when you run into so many problems, the game is basically unplayable at times.
Yeah.
It's just ruining it.
There's really no excuse for that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's wild how broken it's been. I know it's all because they rushed out this new system of the field pass. They did it without properly implementing it. There's solo aspects of this, single player. And it used to be that you would play your single player games set number, and you would be given a point score based on how many points you got throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
So you were put into a ranking with the rest of the player base, and wherever you fell on that ranking, you would get rewards at the end of the week, right? The leaderboard was your go-to place to see where you stood with the rest of the player base. And that leaderboard is sitting in the interface of Madden, all zeros. It's just sitting there because it's not used anymore because everything's field pass related. But it's still in the game. Your rank comes up after you play and it's 0 and you have to X out of it every time because it's still in there. It's dead. It's dead, space that's just
it's
so
it's
weird.
Dead content, but they didn't remove it. Yeah.
If the game came out every other year, none of this probably would have happened, but that's never going to happen because of the money. So it all comes down to the greediness of what EA Sports has. Yeah, I mean, as long as I like the on-field stuff, I will keep playing it. I'm not playing anymore until I get the stuff that I was supposed to get this morning.
Right.
So I'm holding off for now, but as long as the game's fun, I'll play it. I'm not giving them any money. Additional, I bought the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
Yes, I know. Yeah, it's rough. And it's the fact that it's the NFL, and the NFL has got all of its problems of its own. But yeah, so that's the pack strike. It's funny. So most of the packs in the store you can only buy using the paid currency. But there are some packs that you can buy with coins, which is the stuff that you earn in game. So they've made it very clear in this pack strike. You can use coins to buy your packs, but don't spend any real money. So, I mean, they're doing it. They're doing their thing, and maybe it'll make a marginal difference. Maybe it won't. If it gets me some stuff that should be in the game already but isn't, then cool. But I have low expectations.
Right. Oh boy. Well,
I'm sick of looking at this John Madden photo.
Well, then I think it's time to wrap up, don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you for checking us out. Really do appreciate it. Just want to go over some quick notes. It's very funny. Every time I don't stream our raid, we clear. And so I put up the clear of P6S over on YouTube. So check that out. It's actually performing quite well for videos that I post. So I got that going for me.
I have no idea what's happening here, but it looks cool.
Yeah. It's this is pre-poll, and then the raid's starting, and it's a whole
They pulled?
Yeah. And then there's me, I'm casting, and this is the
I think
opener.
that creature stands much of a chance.
Yeah. It was actually really I did quite well on this clear. I'm in like the top like 2,000 white mages.
Okay, just kind of just like stand around and blast the shit out of this dude.
Yeah, until mechanics happen.
Okay.
This is like a tank buster that's happening right now. So like I gotta heal this up. I'm gonna sit here for 11 minutes, but yeah. This fight's actually not that hard.
Is this just like the first stage of it? There's like multiple.
Yeah. See, like now there's gonna be healing stack splits. So we have to move into where it just went off.
It's just like timing based.
Yeah. Everything in the game is timing based.
Yeah.
And so then now we have, so we're all gonna get hit, in order based on whatever number you are. And so our strategy is the evens, or the odds go up here and the evens go down here. And so since I'm 8, I don't actually have to move.
Is there like constant communication happening here? On the comms, yeah.
Yeah, we have somebody that likes calling out the mechanics. And then my co-healer rescued me, which is a move where like you bring somebody to your side when you're a healer, just so I can get in range for heals. Yeah. Well, let's see. Maybe I can show Cachexia. Let's see. So you have to spread and dodge this. Let's see. So this is what I do 4 hours a fucking week. Is this Cachexia one? Let me see.
This enemy design here, is this like every time you go into the same raid, but every time there's a new raid, like these are like unique bosses that you're facing? Cool.
Yeah. Where is Cachexia? Oh, here we go. Here's one. So we each get a debuff. We either have Snake or Wing. And so Snake, we shoot a beam out front, and we have Wing, we shoot out back. And so since we can't do this very well, it's a really hard mechanic. We just use tank limit break, which means that we don't like take any damage, and you can kind of cheese the mechanic.
Yeah.
We just like kind of have to heal it up instead.
Like barreling through it, huh?
Yeah, and that's like Cachexia 2, actually. Where's Cachexia 1? Oh, here it is.
There's more than one?
Yeah, there's 2 Cachexias in this fight. Here it is. I don't know why I'm showing like the entire fight, but Oh yeah, okay, here's Cachexia. See, there's the cast bar. So we each get a timer debuff and also a color debuff. So the strat is purples go to the letter markers. See these markers? And if you have green, you go to the numbers. And so if you have 8 seconds, it's 20, 8, 12, 16. So since I'm purple 12, I go here. And you go in order from north to south, your number. And so 20s are here. And when the 20s go off, after everybody gets their first initial hit, 20s are going to go off, then the 8s go in, then 12s, then 16s, and then we have to swap sides. So then I go in with my partner over there. We get hit, because this is proximity based. So if somebody doesn't bait this properly, then somebody else gets hit and they die. And so then you have to swap sides.
How many is this like the first time you've done this, or is it take multiple? It's the first time we've
cleared, but it's not the first time we've been in here. This was actually
like the time you're doing it, a lot of people have cleared it, right? So do you like use them as a guide, or are you kind of doing like trial and error, or like what's the
we use guides now because we would take too long otherwise.
Right.
Actually, I can show. Yeah, this fight is actually a lot easier than the first one. Oops, there's your voice.
No.
This fight is actually a bit more challenging. Let's see. Mostly because of the healing involved. Like, the tanks take so much damage in this fight. So, like, there's going to be a tank buster here. So my sister gets hit, and she has a poison debuff on her. And they have to do a tank swap so the other tank gets hit. And he takes so much friggin' damage, I swear to God. So, like, see these flowers down here? Those are, like, my big heals. And I use a ton on him here. See, I just use both on him. And here we have to go in our partners and soak these towers here. And they also cause poison. And then there's another tank buster here. They're going to have to swap again. Let me show Devour. Because Devour is like the big mechanic. Devour is the one that like... Actually, I can show this. I don't know why I'm showing all this.
You can see the appeal here. All the coordination and all the moving parts.
So there's a tank buster. I put my heal bubble down. So they both have poison ticking. And so this is a mechanic that can be done randomly. So it's Venom Squall, which means we have to spread first. And then we have to stack here to bait these puddles. And then it's going to be healer split stacks. So we split into 2 halves.
What Neiman was doing, he had to spread and avoid the puddles.
Exactly. And then here, this snapshot sucks. So the boss is doing tail to claw, which means he's going to hit the tail first. So then we dodge. And he's going to do a bunch of these attacks. But the snapshot's really bad. Okay, here's Devour. This mechanic sucks.
A lot going on here.
Yeah, so it's showing the order that he's going to do shit.
Oh, man. Yeah, this...
So there's 2 patterns. One is zigzag and one is circle. And so we have to dodge this based on the pattern. And if you get hit, you're stunned and you're basically dead. And so now that we dodged all that, we have to go back into our puddles. The tanks can't soak a puddle because we need him to eat this blob right here.
Of course.
Because he has a meter right here called satiety. And so that means he's hungry. And so he needs to feed. So now the rest of the fight continues because we did it properly.
I don't enjoy boss fights in single player games where I'm not disappointing anyone but myself. Boss fights in cooperative, that sounds like a nightmare.
And then I could show Ruby 5. That one. Okay. So this is Ruby 5.
There have been 4 previous Rubies?
Yeah. So we need to split into our healer stacks. We need to dodge these venom pools here. This, he shoots out a laser beam, basically. So he shoots out the ruby glow. And since these barriers are up, it means it reflects. So we have to wait for it to reflect. Then we need to spread because he cast that same squall. Then we need to stack together. And I actually fucked this up. So I bait this one improperly. And I don't give everybody space. We need to go here next. But I fucked this up. So it's like, oh shit, we can't go there. They managed to find space. Now it's going to be the healer stack again. And I have to make sure everybody's healed. And then we do the pools again.
To get to this point, to get to one of these raids, you've played thousands of hours of this game?
Yeah. You have to finish the whole story and level to 90. And then that's kind of all you need to do. Like, you don't have to do all the previous raids.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. You just need to jump into, like, the whatever's current. Another tank buster. More split stuff. That's kind of it. It kind of repeats from there. And then we clear. Yay. That's it. That's what I do every week.
Nice.
Anyway, what was I doing? I was wrapping up the friggin' show.
Yeah, no, it looks fun. It just looks like a lot.
It is, but you know.
But if you're used to it,
yeah.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to see those raids, check them out on the YouTube. Just do search for DeadEndRoad TV, and you can find them there. You can follow me on Twitter at DeadEndRoad. Check out the Facebook.com/DeadEndRoadTV, Twitch.tv/DeadEndRoadTV. If you're not already here, give us a follow. If we get to 50, we can actually monetize this shit, and that's pretty damn cool. Even though there's all kinds of monetization problems going on with Twitch right now that we didn't get into because we've spent too much time already. And you can email
Probably would have been more worthwhile than the Madden shit.
I mean, it's whatever. There was too much Twitch bullshit this week that it would have taken, like, honestly way too long. And you can email us anything at all, video@deadendroad.co, like your thoughts on that weird dude on YouTube that I'm probably gonna look into after we're done streaming here right now. Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Is Drake finished with his set? Is he still sticking around?
Let's check in on Drake. I almost forgot. Drake, how's it going?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up? Did you make it through the show, or you still hanging, or what's going on?
You girls like Stranger Things?
Still not a fan. Didn't convince me of that.
Don't mind it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We already kind of went through that.
We kind of went through that. Are you good? How was the set? Or was it everything went smooth, or?
Don't interrupt me when I'm in my flow.
Okay, I guess you're still
going. That's man. They got their money's worth.
I guess so. I guess it must be the encore.
Concert goers.
Yeah. Do you just want to give a send off real quick? So we can wrap up the show or anything.
Thanks for having me. This is my favorite show on the internet, man. I am not being hosted. Ha ha ha.
All right.
It sounds like he said he's not being hosed.
Well, I'm not doing that either. I'm not holding him hostage, and I'm not hosing him off. So,
yeah, I can confirm.
Yeah, that'll do it. Thank you, Drake, for joining us. That's gonna do it for us. Thank you for checking us out. New episodes every Wednesday. Yeah. All right. I'll see you in the next one.